Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at the newest Super SUGO Fest Nami that has released with the New Year celebration, taking you into some content and discussing the absolute beast that this Super SUGO Fest unit actually is. Now, before we dive in, I do want to state that I do believe that this is the best and probably the most valuable Super SUGO Fest to come out of this celebration as of this moment. Treasure map, Super Boss Kazuna might change my opinion there, but this unit is so freaking good. And in today's video, I have 3 clips for you guys. The first clip is against the Blitz, then we're going to take on Arena Luffy, and then we're going to dive into Dofi 2. But if you enjoy this kind of stuff, belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button. In the comment section below, let me know who your favorite of the Super SUGO Fest to release for the New Year celebration are in the comment section below. This Nami is absolutely insane, and you guys will see what she can do in regular content in today's video. We're going to do a bit of a showcase about her. We're going to talk about her kit, her captain ability, her super class, her special, all that good stuff. But honestly, Nami's ceiling is so freaking high. She can easily be the highest chain boosting unit in the entire game. She easily has the highest base stat boost for the classes that she can boost, and she can do some absolutely monstrous things. As you can see in the Blitz battle that was designed around Robin being the highest point booster, Nami was the absolute GOAT, because if you didn't have Nami, getting around the paralysis on the final stage was an absolute head case. But having Nami on your team meant that she swapped into your captain, and that way you could easily get around the paralysis on this final stage. If you didn't have Nami, you basically were forced to either bring a friend captain or use something like Uta, and as you guys will see there, when she's her captain and you get paralyzed, Nami just completely removes it. Not only that, but she puts it into her special charge, which is absolutely phenomenal, because not only is she the highest base stat boost and chain boost when you hit that max cap, she also gives cooldowns, which means if there's a lot of paralysis in content, like Dofi 2, which you'll see later on, she can just spam her specials, give you cooldown, and she works absolutely amazing. So that was the Blitz. Let's dive into some content. Alright, so here we are over at Arena Luffy, and the thing about Nami is she is both a free spirit and a striker captain, which means you have a lot of very good sub potential, but not only that, you can actually put Psy units on her team as well. She boosts Psy, free spirit, and strikers attack by 5.25, maxing at 5.5 depending on your previous tap. So that means you're always going to start at a 5.25 times captain, and as long as you keep hitting your perfects, you'll get to a 5.5 times captain. Yes, you are a 5.5 times captain to 2 of the best classes in the game and one of the best colors, which is absolutely insane. Not only that, but she reduces her own cooldown by 3 turns at the start of the quest, the rest of the crew by 1 turn, she gives you a 1.3 times HP boost, she makes Psy, recovery, and tandem orbs have matching slot effects, and she greatly boosts the chance of landing on tandem slots. If the crew is inflicted with paralysis, as I stated earlier, she absorbs all of that paralysis and reduces her own special charge by the number of turns being reduced. This is like one of the most phenomenal captain abilities in the entire game. Not only does it have utility to just completely remove one particular debuff being paralysis, but she actually uses that removal to give herself cooldowns. She can actually go above the max cap of her special, and it works really, really nicely. Not only that, but she gives herself 3 turns of cooldowns at the start of the quest. She gives you cooldowns for the rest of the crew, which makes her an amazing speed captain, and she has orb beneficial effects as well. Just absolutely disgusting. Not only that, but getting tandem orbs with this unit is disgustingly easy. If you run 2 Namis, not ideal to run 2 Namis, and I'll explain that a little bit later, but if you run 2 Namis, you are basically getting tandem orbs basically every single roll, and it's actually disgusting. So when you build out your Nami, you definitely do not want to put slot sockets on her. Otherwise, you're sort of missing out on getting those tandem slots, because if you run 2 Namis as captains, you're always pretty much going to see tandem slots that way. As a captain, she is a super class unit, and as long as you have any of the Straw Hats, Yamato, or when the crew launches 4 specials, you can actually utilize her super class. She deals 100 times her attack in non-type damage to all enemies, ignoring defensive effects, and also reduces 5 turns of threshold, changes her own slot into tandem that also ignores block, and boosts damage dealt to paralysis by 2.25 for 1 turn, then changes strikers to super strikers. Now, this here is probably her weakest asset, because strikers are nowhere near as powerful as free spirits are, and honestly, it's not even close. While strikers are so goddamn good, like, it's just not even a competition when you compare the pair. However, they had to kind of balance her a little bit somehow, and her super class is very good. Obviously, removing threshold is very, very valuable. You can get a 2.25 times condition to a condition that she can actually give no matter what. Her special is insanely powerful, and as I mentioned, it can go above the max cap, which means that you can actually get bigger effects on top of what she actually already does. Not only that, but if you Limit Breaking Expander, her special maxes at a 12-turn cooldown, which is insanely low. If you're running 2 Namis, you're getting like 4 turns of cooldown for each Nami, which is actually wild. You put sockets, you put the ship on top of that too, you're already looking at 7 turns of cooldown. And by the time you hit stage 3, you are going to be in good stead. As you guys can see here with Paralysis, we had like a 2.2 chain boost. And then we had some crazy base stat boost, which is absolutely phenomenal. And Nami's an absolute demon. With her special, though, as I mentioned, she goes above the max cap. She reduces the crew's special charge by 1 turn, reduces all damage reduction and resilience by 7 turns, does 200 times her attack in type damage to all enemies, and then applies a paralysis effect that ignores immunity for 3 turns. This basically gives you a 75% chance of the enemy to not attack. But the only reason you want to do this is basically to get her super class condition, which is very, very cool. When you use her special, she is a 1.5 times chain boost, as well as a base stat boost at 1250 for Psy, Striker, and Free Spirit characters. When you actually overcharge her special, though, you can increase both of these effects. For every 5 turns above her max special, you add a 0.1 to the chain. So this maxes at 2.5, so at 50 turns of paralysis, you can get the 2.5 times chain boost. On top of that, for every 5 turns of special charge over the max cap, you get an extra 250 base stats, maxing at 3,000. So I believe this is also around 50 off the top of my head. It might be higher to hit the 3,000. But it is around 50 turns of paralysis. Now, you might be thinking, yo, Stump, 50 turns of paralysis? Like, when are you getting 50 turns of paralysis besides the Gladius stage if you get him at low HP? Well, Nami actually takes into consideration all the paralysis on the crew and herself. So if you get 1 turn of paralysis on every unit, like you guys will see a lot in this Dothy 2 content, you're actually going to get 6 turns of cooldown to 1 Nami. Unfortunately, when you use 2 Namis, the special charge doesn't go to both your Namis, it just goes to whichever captain is first. Obviously, if you use your own captain, it's going to go to your Nami, as you guys can see there. Another way to actually utilize Nami, besides just like popping some absolute unga bunga numbers, is you can actually use her to get a bunch of special charge. Now, I did build this Dothy 2 team with the thought of just continuously charging specials. So then that way you can actually just continuously see Nami's bigger numbers. You can just see character special, and you can get this no-store run done insanely well. Not only that, but Nami has some absolutely fantastic supports. We're using stuff like the Carrot support, you have Brûlé supports, you have just a bunch of very, very powerful supports, and the big one is actually support Rare Recruit Brook, the Film Red Brook that came out for like Sop. Well, you can actually use that unit on this particular Nami. That unit is so rare at finding actual like characters to do so, that Nami being one of those units that you can actually get them on, besides like Robin and Jinbei or Sop, is so freaking valuable. But nevertheless, if you see a lot of paralysis in content, for example like Dothy 2, utilizing something like Nami is going to be very, very powerful. Another thing to note with Nami too is you don't actually need the paralysis to overcharge her special. You can use units to do that. Paralysis is the easiest way, like, as you can see there, we just get 6 turns of cooldown to Nami, which is absolutely nuts. But you can actually use characters to actually give her that those turns of cooldown as well. Characters like Yamato Ace can give 2 turns of cooldown. That Frankie, the Kazuna Frankie, can give 2 turns up to 3 turns of cooldown. The Super Tandem Luffy is like Nami's best friend, because with his super class and he's special, you can give more turns of cooldown. So you can do really, really cool things. But as you guys will see on this stage, with the amount of Unga Bunga damage Nami can output, you can just destroy stages with a monstrous chain buff, as well as a monstrous base stat boost. Not only that, yes, I'm not done. Not only that, but Nami is a super tandem character. Yes, she has a super tandem, but unfortunately, it is only activated on the final stage. So once you hit the final battle, and as long as you have 2 of the following characters on the crew, being Luffy, Zoro, Usopp, Sanji, Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Brook, Jinbei, Yamato, or Big Mom, you can activate her super tandem ability. To activate this, you have to tap with 2 of those units, and then obviously hit with Nami. And on that 3rd hit, no matter who you hit with, they will get a 2.25 tandem attack boost to Striker and Free Spirit characters, and also increase the damage up effect by 0.5 for 1 turn. So, as you guys know, Nami is a self-proccing conditional boost, because when you use her special, you get the guaranteed paralysis. You use her super class, you get the 2.25 conditional boost. Then with her super tandem, she can actually increase this to 2.75. This is ridiculously strong now because we have a character like Robin in the game who can actually give us a second conditional boost. She gives the second conditional boost, Nami gives a conditional boost, and with the two of them together, you can not only get one 2.75 conditional boost that's guaranteed, but you can get 2. Now, that is a disgusting amount of extra damage. On top of Nami's crazy chain boosting shenanigans, on top of her base stats, chuck in Brook as a support there, and then you've got Robin. Yeah, Robin doesn't do anything else because Robin's Dookie. Or we'll see when Xeno comes around. But Nami just does so much. And as I mentioned, when you look at her ceiling and how much potential she actually has, she's absolutely busted. But even without looking at being at that max ceiling all of the time, Nami is still one of the best units in the entire game. She's so fast in content, she's so reliable in content, she's a free spirit captain, so she has access to some crazy subs. You can hybrid her with some really cool units. She has access to Whitebeard and Roger. She has access to Straw Hat Crew if you really want to run her as a friend captain. So you can do some really, really cool things with this unit. And I'm a big fan of her kit and the way that she works. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of Nami in the comment section below. While you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button for me. If you're new to the channel or you haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. Hit the join button as well if you want to be an absolute chat, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of the streams. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.